basically saying, hey, we're buying this expensive Ilevo or Saltro seed treatment. Why do we have SDS? And I've kind of been like, hold on a second here. We need a history lesson. I'm getting to the age, Nick, where I can start giving history lessons, right? Hi, my name's Jake Vossenkemper, Director of Agronomy and Research here at Liqui-Grow.
Hi, my name's Nick Matthew, Research Intern here at Liqui-Grow.
What I learned about Nick this summer, lots of things, but one thing in particular is he loves taking soil samples, don't you, Nick?
I don't know about loving soil samples, but I tolerated it because we had a really cool project.
Didn't you have like 600 a week or something?
Yeah, at least 600 a week.
You poor guy.
So, Jake, in this field here, we have a little bit of sudden death syndrome here. It's not too bad in this field, but we've seen a lot of SDS across eastern Iowa.
Yeah, absolutely. So I was gone on vacation a short week, and I've got several phone calls about we're seeing SDS while I was gone. So been back a couple days, been doing some driving around, and yes, in almost every field there's some level of sudden death syndrome. And I've had some phone calls from some younger farmers and perhaps younger salesmen basically saying, hey, we're buying this expensive Ilevo or Saltro seed treatment. Why do we have SDS? And I've kind of been like, hold on a second here. We need a history lesson. I'm getting to the age, Nick, where I can start giving history lessons, right? So we need to get a little bit of a history lesson here. So prior to Ilevo and Saltro, what you would see is you would see 10 to 15 acre holes in fields that were dead, okay? Completely mature, completely had reached harvest maturity because they died prematurely. And that's what SDS can do. Now, I'm not saying that isn't the way it is in places, and I'm not saying that can't happen again, but I do not see that. I have not seen that in 2024, okay? But that's what SDS can do, okay? What I've seen driving around the last couple days is lots of low pressure, okay? And I think we're seeing lots of low pressure due to things like genetics and Ilevo and Saltro. Okay, so back in 2016, we had a really bad sudden death syndrome year. And in 2016, we seen parts of whole fields dying from SDS. It happened to be that I had a bunch of experiments with Ilevo in that year. I believe it was the first commercial year Ilevo was available widespread. I had 7 locations. They were replicated across our geography, and we had a 7.8 bushel yield increase when we used Ilevo. Now, what I observed in those trials is even the Ilevo treatments had some level of SDS. The plots or the strips that did not have Ilevo had died maybe a week and a half earlier than the Ilevo treated plots. So I would argue that what we're seeing out in the countryside is what the Ilevo seed treatment plots look like. There was a low level of SDS, but there was a very large yield increase. So I would argue that Ilevo and Saltro, for that matter, absolutely are working. And I would bet that if a lot of acres weren't treated with that, we would see much more extensive SDS than what we're seeing. The other thing I need to add, it's important, this has been the perfect late growing season for SDS. We need to remember that we can be losing yield from SDS even without the leaf symptoms because it's a root rot. It starts in the roots. We only see the leaf symptoms when we have good moisture during the late growing season because that flushes those toxins that were built up into the root up into the canopy, and that's what kills the leaf area. So yeah, what other questions you have, Nick?
Is there anything else we should be on the lookout for around this time?
Just the last couple days as I've been driving around the countryside, looking at different fields, we've seen Sarcospora leaf disease. That's one that comes from the south, comes in late. That's the one that's kind of tan to turns purple. It can cause purple seed stain. We actually just saw some frog-eye leaf spot in this field. I've seen downy mildew. The bottom line is there's a good amount of foliar diseases out here in these soybean fields. Brown spot worse than you normally see. So I would suggest that a fungicide in 2024 was probably a good move.
Thanks, Jake. I hope everybody is getting ready for harvest and has a good harvest this year. Does that mean I have to take more soil samples?
I'm gonna let you off the hook for now, Nick, but if you come back, all bets are off.
Stay in the know with Liqui-Grow.
Got a little frog eye.